Hey, good day, folks. Welcome to another episode of Andrew's Life. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I have a lot of information to unpack about this town, way more than what I've anticipated. So this is going to be a special video. This video is going to be a little different than the videos that I typically make. So let's get into it. Now, Russiaville. Now I'm going to be driving through the town of Russiaville, Indiana, which is located in Howard County. It is located towards the middle of the state, basically. It is 11.6 miles southwest of Kokomo. It's 34 miles east of Lafayette, and 64 miles north of Indianapolis. The population here is sitting at 1,319 people. Now, back in 2010, the population was 1,094 people. So from 2010 to the 2020 census, the population has grown by 20.6%. So this is a growing community. And this community was incorporated between 1860 and 1870. And it was founded in 1845. Now, Russiaville was a Quaker settlement before the Civil War. And it also was a part of the Underground Railroad that housed slaves that became fugitives due to running away from their plantation. Russiaville is the birthplace of Jonathan Dixon Maxwell, who was born on the 3rd of September of 1864, who was the founder of Maxwell Motor Company. They've manufactured vehicles from 1904 to 1925, and then Chrysler took over in 1925. So Chrysler was a successor of Maxwell Motor Company. Now, much of this town suffered heavy tornado damage from the F4 tornado that happened on the 11th of April of 1965. Now, the town that many people know as Russiaville, here's a little bit of history about how the name of this town came about. Now, Russiaville was named after the Miami Indian chief. And this name is actually, the original version of this name was actually French, which many people were unable to properly pronounce. Now, this name actually used to be the name of the county before the name of the county was changed to Howard County. Now, the original spelling of the name of this town / the name of this county before it became Howard County, the original spelling was Richardville. Now the D was actually silent. You did not pronounce the D. So I think the way it was pronounced was Richardville, which most people mispronounced it because it's French, and clearly most people back then did not speak French. So the name of the town was named after the Indian chief of the Miami Indian chief, but at the same time it's French, so that's beyond my comprehension. So Howard County was the only county in the state of Indiana that changed the name of its county, apparently. Because before Howard County was Howard County, like I said a second ago, it was known as Russiaville County. Now I'm going to get some basic housekeeping out of the way, and then we're going to get to the juicy stuff. Now, for those of you that are interested in living here, because it is a nice small town, it's a growing community, so clearly there's a lot of people that are moving here because for one reason or another, they like it here. I mean, you got a lot of people that probably don't want to live in Kokomo anymore, and they're moving here from Kokomo. But anyhow, if you want to move here, your median rent prices are going to go from $790 to $1,530 per month. If you're looking to purchase, there's currently a home for sale for $100,000, which most likely is going to be a fixer-upper. But outside of that, the majority of the houses that are currently for sale are going to be priced over $200,000. And the housing market here is fairly busy, so it's one of those type of markets where if you're looking at houses out here, for one, you're not going to find too many available. And if you find one that you really want, it's one of those type of situations where you better have your money right and you better be ready to act fairly quick. Now, the racial demographics here is 96.9% white and 1.6% Hispanic. Those are the two largest racial demographics that are here. Now, violent crime is below national average, which is typical for many small towns throughout the state of Indiana. Now, property crime is 63% above national average. So property crime is a little high. Apparently, this town seems to have an issue with theft. I mean, according to the data, that's what they're saying. Now, I'm pretty sure there'll be someone that will put in the comment section that that's not true. This town doesn't have that type of issue. I'm just reading off of the data that I've researched. So, FYI. Now let's get to the important stuff. And and this is out of respect for the town. It's also out of the respect for the family of this individual. Now, I'm pretty sure that many of you have heard of the Ryan White story. If you haven't, it's a movie that stars Judith Light and Lucas Haas. And this movie was filmed in 1988. So I'm pretty sure those of you that are maybe in your 50s or 60s, or some of you that might even be in your 40s, you heard of the movie. You may have sat down and watched it with your family at some point. But anyways, I'm going to just tell you a little story about Ryan White. And this story will reveal what the movie was about. Now, for starters, the Ryan White story movie was recorded here in Russiaville back in 1988. So Ryan White was a teenager in 1985 who was from Kokomo that became infected with HIV from a contaminated blood treatment. He was diagnosed in December of 1984. Doctors at that time gave him 6 months to live. However, he lived well beyond 6 months. He actually lived until the 8th of April of 1990, when Ryan tried to return to school. The parents and teachers at that particular school protested against his return. Basically, in a nutshell, due to him contracting HIV, he was expelled from school because the parents and the teachers were afraid that he would spread the virus to other people in the school. And basically, to make a long story short, there is a bunch of legal stuff going on due to him being expelled. So Ryan became a well-known advocate for AIDS research and teaching it in public schools. I mean, he became well-known in the local area, for being a major advocate of AIDS research and education, basically. In August of 1990, President H.W. Bush, that would be the first George Bush, for those of you that are young and you don't realize that there was actually two President Bushes that served in this country. There is the first President Bush, his name was H.W. Bush. He signed the Ryan White Act. No, he signed the Ryan White Care Act that was passed by Congress. And basically, it's a federally funded program to provide resources to people who are living with HIV or AIDS. And President Bush signed it in August of 1990, like I said. So in a nutshell, that is the story of Ryan Wright. Hence the Ryan Wright movie, which took place here in Russiaville. Now, let's see here. So as per usual, there's enough time for me to give you guys my 2 cents about this town. Now, I don't have anything bad to say about this town. I mean, like I told you earlier, if you want to live here, plan to pay at least a couple $100,000 for a house. And I'm going to assume that many people are moving here from cities like Kokomo. And also, let's see, I'm going to assume that the majority of the people that are moving here are probably from Kokomo. Now, I could be wrong, but that doesn't really make any difference. I don't even know why I said that. But, I would say this appears to be a nice, quiet, low-key place to reside. It's a growing community, and without sounding like a broken record, that's about all I gotta say. So hopefully you got something out of this video. Feel free to drop a comment below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that. And while you're at it, give me a thumbs up to help with the YouTube algorithm. Alright folks, stay blessed out there, and I'll catch you on the next one.